What's up, you guys? This is DyanaRozay. Welcome to my channel. I have a quick commentary for you on Miss Melody Cherie. She did her blogger event last night, and yeah, your girl was a part of the panel, one of the chosen. There, you see me there. And then, yeah, I was the first one up actually, so I warmed her up for everyone. But I have some comments about that question and answer event. There was a lot of good questions. All of the bloggers had good questions and comments. And I have some thoughts on it. I want to talk to you guys about it. And I also want to get your thoughts on it as well. So go ahead and hit that like, subscribe. That will help others find this video. And always, guys, you know, I appreciate you for rocking with me. I should also ask, please go ahead and follow me on IG and on Facebook. I go by DyanaRozay over there as well. And if you want to support the channel even more, you can become a member. Go ahead and hit the link in the comment and description box. It actually says membership with a little card beside it. Please connect to that one, okay? And as always, I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. So let's get started. Okay, so y'all, I told you I was the first one up to bat when I talked to Miss Melody Cherie yesterday. Yeah, and it was really, really interesting. My first question to her after I found out it was not the official event that she had discussed over the summer when her and Martell were going back and forth was what happened between her and Stormy. I asked her if she was blindsided by it. We know what happened. Her mama went off and then Stormy took her mama's lead. But she said that she was blindsided by it. She said she had no idea that Stormy had a problem with her. And I thought that was really interesting because, you know, why wouldn't she tell her if that was the case? I know Mel has said repeatedly since I have been watching the show, which is the very first season, that she's a straight shooter. She said that's the reason why her and Kimmy get along so well, because they don't let things fester. When things happen, they talk about it. And I thought that was cool because I do recall Stormy saying, that's who I am too. I remember her saying that. She didn't make it out like she's a sensitive person, even though a lot has unraveled about Stormy since we were first introduced to her. So and literally within 2 weeks, it all unraveled since we first were introduced to her. But anyway, she said no, and that it's going to play out on the show. And she said that we just need to keep watching. She said she's only met her mother a handful of times. And she basically left it there. Like, I'm indifferent to the whole thing. I'm not giving her any of my energy, even though Betty seems to be giving Melody all of hers. So good luck, Betty. She's fighting a wall at this point because she's not responding or reacting to her. And what else happened? That's pretty much it. I just thought that was interesting. My other question to her was about Carlos. I asked her if she watched the reunion review that he did. She said that she had not, but she was going to. She said a lot of people hit her up and told her about it, and I thought that was interesting. And she also said some interesting things, like even though Carlos and Dustin watched the show, she said they didn't have the background, or at least Dustin didn't have the background that a lot of people do who follow the blogs and social media. And I agree with her on that. So I think people may have said things like, he said this about your mother. And she was like, yeah, but he may not be watching what's going on social media. So I agree with that statement as well. And then I asked her, because I was curious, I'm like, since we're here, if you would have watched the reunion episode Carlos gave, you would have seen that he said that the two of you talk all the time and laugh about the millimeters and how upset they are. Like, people are upset about the show, but those feelings are really invalid because Mel and I laugh about them. That's what I took it to mean. But she said, I don't talk to Carlos like that. She was like, I purposely do not call him all the time because I don't want to give people the perception, and by people, I'm assuming she means her castmates, that she is trying to change the show, that she's trying to influence Carlos in one way or the other. And I thought that was a really interesting thing to say. You guys let me know what y'all thought in the comments. She said that She has talked to him about things, or he's made mention of millimeters coming after him every once in a while. There was an incident where I guess someone called Rain Entertainment or whatever his company is called and left a very long voice message about some of the raggedy things that they saw on the show happening to Melody. And she said, yeah, we heard, he told me about that. I laughed at that. She used that as an example. But she said, overall, no, I don't just pick up my phone and call Carlos, and he doesn't pick up his phone and call me. He did tell me that if I need him for anything, that I could call him. And yeah, so I know that I could do that. But outside of that, no, that's not our relationship. And I thought that was telling. So I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about that in the comments, okay? If y'all remember a couple of episodes or videos back, I told you Mel did a radio interview where she said Carlos had called her because some things had gone really out of control with some of the other cast members. And he called her and said, hey, why didn't you tell me this was going on? And she said exactly what she told me, that she didn't want to come across as someone who's influencing the show. And he said, don't do it again, to call me if that happens the next time. Now, I do remember Melody having that conversation. I don't recall Carlos saying anything one way or the other about it, but I do know Carlos makes mention of people calling him to, complain about something that may have happened. He will do that on Saturday's episode, and he's having that conversation with Martell. So some of you who saw that leaked video, you may have saw it. It was great. I can't wait till Saturday. I can't wait for us to go live and talk about it. But yeah, that was one of the things that happened. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that entire thing. Carlos making it seem like him and Mel laugh at what, the fans of the show are saying, or what he refers to as millimeters are saying. Let me know what y'all think about that. Yeah, since I said that Melody doesn't want to flex her producer muscle, let's talk about something that happened with Tisha at an event Tisha was hosting. I believe it was second season. It was called the Brown Skin Girls. It was supposed to be for her children. Well, Mel did drop some tea. I believe that this was a question that Queen Sheba asked. And you guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to remember everyone's names that actually asked the question. So please forgive me. I just remember that questions were asked. So I'm just going to say them. If y'all want to, if you're a blogger who's watching this, I am sorry. Every one of the bloggers were great in the questions that they asked. Okay. I just remember Queen Sheba because she and I follow each other and we talk to each other about certain things. But she had asked a question about Melody playing both roles. She was like, you play a producer role, you play a cast member. Melody basically said to her what I said just a little bit ago. I don't like to flex my muscle in that way. When I'm a part of the cast, I just want to be a part of the cast. And she said, however, there was one time when I had to do it. And she said that was with Tisha. She said that there was a showrunner who wanted them, and a showrunner is a person who is making sure all the scenes are connecting and people are doing what they're supposed to do. But they oversee all the scenes, okay? And Melody said that the showrunner was at her home, and that he told Melody to get ready to go to Tisha's event. It was the Brown Skin Girl event. He said, I want you to get ready to go to the event, get the girls ready, Melody's children. And so Melody was getting ready. He calls Tisha and he says, I want you to call her and invite her to the event. And Tisha said, no, I'm not doing it. And she was adamant. And when he hung up the phone, he said, if she's not going to invite you, then F it. We're not paying for it. She can do this on her own. And wow, I thought that was telling as well. But Melody said that she had taken the phone, went out to the backyard, called Tisha and said, are you really willing to can this entire event? Like, just throw it away because you don't want me to be there. This isn't right. This is more important than what you and I have going on. And so she said she had to flex her producer muscle to get Tisha to move forward with the event so that, it could be aired on the show and people could see that there was good work happening charity wise. And I thought that was an interesting thing to say. Okay. She never tells us these kind of stories. So I think this might be the first time she told us about the time she had to put on her producer hat. You guys let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. Okay. Because I was shocked. And again, this happened in second season. And I know Melody and Tisha had problems since the day before they showed up on set for the very first episode, right? But I told you guys yesterday in my last video that Melody had apologized to Tisha that we are aware of a total of 3 times. The first time they had did a truce at the final reunion. So it was a first reunion, a final episode. I believe it was a 3-part as well. Final episode, they made a truce to move forward, leave all the negativity in the past. When they show up in season 2, they're still pretty negative, right? Melody apologizes again when she brings on the shaman, and Tisha refuses to accept the apology. And she's so proud of herself for not accepting the apology that she goes home and tells her husband, and he tells her, how stupid can you be? Why are you continuing this? Let it go. When she apologized, you should have accepted it. And it broke Tisha's heart, and that mess happened on screen. So yeah, that happened. And then the third time we see Tisha at Melody's house, and everything is cool. And the whole season 3, they seemed to be cool until they came back on stage, and Tisha brought it up again. So I just want to point out, every single time, perhaps as a producer, Melody was also saying, I'm going to be the bigger person, and apologizing. However, it looks like, you guys. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that, okay? Because I found it to be interesting. I'll just say that. What else happened? What else happened? Let's talk about Kimmy, since we were talking about Melody saying she likes a straight shooter, right? She says she likes a straight shooter, and what we know for sure is Mel said again in yesterday's blogger event that her and Kimmy are still cool. She said, Kimmy and I do not have any problems. She's actually hosting an event where Kimmy will be a part of it. So I just wanted to say that to you guys, even though we saw that craziness on set, where Melody had to jump at Maurice a little bit and say, hey, it was none of your business. You should have stayed out of it. The question was asked of her whether or not she thinks the two of us are friends. You had no reason or no right to answer. I just wanted to point that out. Melody, again, she is such a strong person. She will go toe to toe with all the men, Marceau, Maurice, the women on the set, her ex-husband. So she reminds me, she has the same spirit as my mother, I have to say, because my mother, who was 5'7", it did not matter how big they were, what their reputations were. If she perceived that you were doing something against anybody, a child, her family, her children, she was going to be in your face. Okay. That's just how it was. And Melody has the same kind of spirit. And that's why when I say to you guys, she has it covered, it's because she knows how to turn on and do what she have to do. It doesn't mean that there isn't a lot that is sitting on her shoulders, though. So I do want to say that. But anyway, let's go back to what we were talking about. She said that she is still in the custody battle, okay? And she also said that her mother has not moved to Huntsville yet. She said, and the reason why is because she doesn't know how long she's going to stay in Huntsville. So she doesn't want to uproot her mother, have her bring everything there, and then, she ends up moving to, LA or something. So that says a lot to me too, that Melody is still in the custody case, and whatever, the outcome is, she's still doing her thing. So she still knows has plans to leave Huntsville. She said she may keep a house there because that's still home base for her, but she said that she probably will be gone sooner than later. So you guys let me know what y'all think about that, because that says to me that yeah, I don't see her leaving her babies behind. She's still fighting this good fight, and she may actually have a countersuit because she's saying, I'm leaving Huntsville as well. So wow, that's pretty interesting. Okay, so let's get on to these cell phones, okay? Because that was the next business that everybody was talking about. Because there was something someone sent to me. It had to do with it was like a long paragraph where someone's like, Miss Van lives in Huntsville, and Melody would have never agreed to give the kids cell phones to tape film her house, and he could have took the kids to her mom's house. I just want to be clear that I said Melody knew about the cell phones. I did not say that she agreed to have them in her home or anything like that. I said she knew about them. And if she knew about them because he told her, I'm taking the kids here, and she gave him permission to let him buy the kids gifts. And this again is coming from a very trustworthy source, you guys. Then yeah, Mel said at the end of the chat though, no phones are in my home. So clearly those gifts are at Martell's house. They are not at her house. And that's what she wanted to make sure she said. So she knew about them. They were not a secret. And she said that they're not in her home. So again, very smart woman. If she got her home swept for what did she say, like recording devices, I guess in 2021, then she definitely isn't going to allow, a gift to take her out of her peace. So whew, that was pretty good too. Let's get to the next one. Tiffany and Lewis, y'all, they appear to still be on the show. They were filming with her during her charity event where she was feeding people and giving them turkeys. Stormy was also at that event, but the Whitlows were there too. So I don't know if they've been demoted as a prominent couple. That could be the case, but they are still a part of the show. They're still a part of the show. So good for the Whitlows. Let me see what else happened that I wanted to chit chat to you guys about. She did say in regards to filming though, even though we know the Whitlows are still there on some level, they may be demoted, but they are still there on some level. She said that she was not able to confirm if Destiny was still on the show. She said, I can't confirm it, which means she's not filming with her. Okay. So she said, I can't confirm if Destiny is still there or not. She did say, however, that she was told Wanda would not be coming back. So I shared with you guys that Wanda made it seem like she was coming back. However, she has not been given anything to film so far. Melody said that she was told Wanda wasn't coming back. However, it doesn't mean that she might not show up in a scene. She said that she doesn't call anybody and ask them about their scenes. She just knows what she is told to do, where she's told to show up, and that people are going to see more of the business side for her. Okay. She also said that she couldn't say for sure whether or not Stormy's mom would be filming. But I told you guys the other day that Stormy's mom said that she does not have, she will not be filming anything with the show. Okay, let's see. What else did she say is happening? I think that might be the most of it. She did say that her man was real, y'all. She said that her man is real, and that people were making all kinds of stuff up, including that the arm belonged to her son. How weird. And she said that too. She said it was a weird thing to say, but whatevs. I do know that when people asked her questions about Destiny and Tisha, she was real careful not to say their names. Like she wanted, let's say this, she was real intentional, not careful. She was intentional in not saying either one of their names. A good friend of hers had even tried to like pull it out of her, like, the one with the baby. And she was like, I know, but she would not say their name. Okay. So I thought that was cool. I thought that was cool, not giving anybody anything. And then she didn't say anything much about Kiki, I don't believe. But that really pretty much wrapped it up. I really want to know what you guys think about everything that I said, because the second part of the reunion is going to be a real doozy, and a lot of what I'm sharing with you guys right now, some of it is going to connect with what we see on Saturday. So go ahead, talk to me in the comments. That way we can get this conversation started for Saturday. Go ahead, like the video. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit your notification bell. I already told you guys to go ahead and join me over on IG and Facebook. I go by DyanaRozay there as well, and become a member if you can. And until next time, you guys, I will see you. Bye-bye.